analyst Aaron Kia.
Aloha and welcome to East Honolulu. We've made the trek from Waialua last Friday all the way to the east side. Kyle Galdeira joined by Aaron Kia. And Aaron, this should be a fun matchup tonight. Two teams in the Hawaii Division II. This isn't a league game, but they will play at the end of the league season. So two teams going in different directions, both rebuilding. Kaiser a little bit ahead of schedule in that department. Should be a lot of fun tonight here at Kaiser.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how both teams play out tonight. It's been a long time since I've seen an actual been to a high school game, so this is gonna be fun.
Aaron Kia, check this out. Former University of Hawai'i player as well as Mililani High School standout, and it'll be a little different matchup from what you're used to going from Mililani here to the D2 ranks. But like I said, it should be fun as both of these teams trying to get their footing going into this campaign.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this new head coach for McKinley and see what he's able to kind of bring with this squad he's with now.
Yeah, McKinley being led by Stephen Warner, his first year here at McKinley, basically inheriting a brand new squad. A lot of players, we can actually almost count them on a couple of hands here from our broadcast position compared to Coach Tim Seaman at Kaiser, who's really been building that program. They made it to the OIA semifinals last year, just missed out on that D2 state tournament. So like I said, kind of a tale of two teams going in different directions, but trying to rebuild and get to that championship level.
Yeah. I wonder if McKinley's going to have to play some guys both ways, just based on how many players they have on the squad. Kaiser definitely looks like they got more depth.
Yeah, our own Marco Lascaro did a great job interviewing both teams, and he mentioned that a lot of guys from McKinley will have to play both ways, not only because of their talent level, but just the sheer lack of numbers, whereas Kaiser really does have that full squad. Even our depth chart that we got before the game is 2 pages long.
Yeah, 2 pages for Kaiser.
McKinley had a hard time filling that half a page, double size, double space.
I hope McKinley has like some of the stamina to last through the whole game. You know, especially with those guys having to play both ways. I think stamina is going to be a factor for sure.
Something to look out for tonight. McKinley is planning on playing at least 3 quarterbacks, one per each quarter. Yosu Asefo is expected to start the game, and he, Aaron, as we watched warm-ups, does look like one of the best athletes out there. So we'll see if maybe McKinley can ride his physicality and athletic ability to at least a solid start in this game.
Rally behind him. That'll be good to see.
And for Kaiser, a couple of players to look out for. Dylan Reese, the running back, he's a senior. He did a great job last year, had 6 touchdowns. Jesse Shinagawa, the wide receiver, also a senior, coming back this year to add to his stats. So we'll see if the senior laden Cougars can take it to the rebuilding McKinley Tigers right here at Kaiser High School. But before we get going, we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to high school football on HSRN.
Home of the Los Angeles Clippers, KGU AM K236CR is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on AM 760, 95.1 FM.
Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia back here with you live at Kaiser High School. Joined, of course, by Michael Lascaro and Ku'ule Agbayani. Paul Breck back in the studio, completing our dream team for this Friday night. Just a few seconds left on the pre-game clock before we get things kicked off between McKinley and the home team, Kaiser Cougars. And I mentioned before, even though these are 2 OIA D2 teams, this is technically a non-league matchup, so it'll count in the standings but not in the league standings, and that's important because these 2 teams will play each other at the end of the regular season.
Man, I had no idea that they switched it up like this. When I was playing football on the mainland, when I was in high school, it was red and white. Here we go, kickoff.
Oh, McKinley kicking from left to right, a short kick there, and Kaiser actually fair catches it, takes the knee, so it'll be great field position for the Cougars. We are underway.
That's that wind you were talking about, huh?
Here on a Friday night, that stiff wind, breeze.
Yeah, that took the ball for sure.
Yeah, the trade wind's going from right to left here at Kaiser, and like you said, Aaron, it knocked the kickoff that would have gone to the 20 down to about the 36, and that's where it will be. Kaiser ball going from right to left.
Here we go, first play of the game. Let's get it.
Our referee tonight, Stephen Machado, veteran crew out there. And the first handoff of the game goes to Reese. We mentioned him doing a great job last year. He picks up about 5 yards on that first carry, doing a good job stretching it out to the right.
He looked good in the warm-ups, too.
So BJ Resentes, the transfer from Kailua, getting the start tonight. Doing a good job getting that initial handoff. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Kaiser here. First play of the game. Cougars wearing their dark blue tops and yellow bottoms and helmets. McKinley in their black helmets and pants and white jerseys. And Reese
breaks it out.
He is on
the race.
His way. One guy to beat. Down to the 10. He is just, let's see.
Looks like he was close.
I think he's down at the 1. Let's see where the line judge takes him. Right at the 1. He almost had a touchdown there. He's going to be just short. Or did they call it a touchdown? I didn't see a signal yet.
Well,
I guess it is a touchdown. That was a beautiful run.
One guy did signal a touchdown, and the other guy looked like he called it on the 1. Wait.
So, as a former O-lineman, Aaron,
yes.
Reese is going to get the touchdown, but what did you see from the O-line there being able to spring him?
That was a big hole. He's got some big bodies blocking for him, so that looked like a really good hole that he went through.
Yeah, we'll get
and then after that, as soon as he hit the secondary, it was just off to the races.
Yeah, he was chased by a couple of defenders, but kind of turned on the Jets down the right sideline. And we'll get the official stat for you in just a little bit, but that one went for close to 60 yards. Kind of almost a counter run play where a little hesitation by Reese, and then he turned on those burners, ran for the score. Extra point is up and good. That
was definitely good blocking by the O-line. It looked like it went through like the right side, went right behind what was that guy? 58. Pedro Hale.
So a 7-0 lead for Kaiser, and that not only the kickoff, but that first drive is brought to you by Dial Electric, actually powered by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier. And we'll keep you updated throughout the game. No major injuries to report yet. It's one of the first games, not only in the high school slate, but for both of these teams in this non-conference action. So hopefully they can remain injury-free. But that sports injury report is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. So just like that, 45 seconds gone. Kaiser already leading McKinley 7-0
it's
here.
2 plays, right?
At Kaiser High School, right?
2 plays.
That's a very efficient drive. 2 plays and a tutty.
Tug.
So Kaiser now getting ready to kick it off, going from right to left with that strong breeze at their back.
I imagine the returners might want to back up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Beautiful scene here tonight in East Honolulu. The sun just set a few minutes ago. Bit breezy, a little bit of a sprinkle, but
got a Bob Ross scene going on in the background over here too.
Pretty little trees out there.
Happy little trees.
And that kick is almost out of the end zone for a touchback.
All right, Tigers, let's see what you got.
So I mentioned Iosua Sefo will most likely be the starting QB, and he's actually out there dancing.
There he goes. Oh, no, that's number 9.
Okay. That is Fabian Padua.
His receiver.
He plays all over. He's the do-it-all player for McKinley.
He's the guy. That's the guy.
So McKinley taking the field on offense for the first time in this young 2024 football campaign. And let's see what the new-look Tigers can do under head coach Stephen Warner. Warner has coached all over from the ILH. He even coached up in north of Seattle. Now making his way back to coach here at McKinley. McKinley spreading it out. They want to run the air raid. And they also said if they can't get that going, they might keep it on the ground and try to hit the gaps with the run game. McKinley trying to get things going. Looks like an offsides, and it is going to be an encroachment called on Kaiser. And that's one of those things where the D end was just so hungry to get to the quarterback, he couldn't really contain himself.
Kupu. Timote Kupu.
Yeah,
who's actually a transfer from McKinley.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Timote Kupu along with Simisona Mafi and I believe his brother Matthias Mafi all transferred from McKinley to Kaiser. So after that encroachment penalty, it'll be 1st and 5 for McKinley, going from left to right from our broadcast position. We'll see what the Tigers can dial up here. Sefo in the shotgun. Two receivers to either side and a running back to his left hip.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a handoff.
Wow, stuffed.
Yeah, nice job by the Kaiser defense really reading that there. No gain.
There's a good pull by the right guard there. Just stayed on his man. Just a little bit longer, might have been able to break that.
And after taking a little longer look, it looks like Devin Sablon, the freshman, is actually in at quarterback right now. So we'll see what Cepho can do later in this game. But for now, it is Sablon starting off for McKinley, the freshman, kind of thrown right into the Cougars'
Right
den,
into the
so to
mix.
say.
Yeah. There's a lot of freshmen on the McKinley team.
Ooh, bad snap. It's going to squirt
On the ground.
all the way to the 11. A nice job by the running back picking it up. He's going to be ruled down at the 12. So good news is they keep the ball. Bad news is it's going to be about a 12-yard loss, bringing up third and very long. So that was, I believe, Williams for McKinley that picked that loose pigskin up. Great job by him, but I said a bad spot here from McKinley. Backed up to their own 14, third and very long. 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Kaiser leading McKinley 7-0 in this non-league matchup. Two OI D2 teams. When another, this is encroachment again. Is that 34 for Kaiser?
24.
That's Kupu again.
Yeah.
And Kupu is going to be subbed out. I think the coaching staff is going to talk to him about having a little more patience.
You're giving them yardage, brother. I mean, I imagine if he transferred from McKinley, he's probably trying to get after it,
Right. He knows, the majority of those guys across the way.
I understand trying to anticipate the snap count, but, can't be giving up the yardage like that.
McKinley 3rd and 12 is going to be a delayed handoff, a draw. Nice job by the running back there, breaking a few tackles, but Kaiser was all over that. It'll be a gain of about 2 and bringing up 4th and 10. And that's one of those, Aaron, where I think McKinley knew they were backed up far enough. They just didn't want anything too bad to happen.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let's see what the defense can do.
Yeah. That was a good read by the defense, too. Sniffing out that draw.
Yeah, it looks like Eliza Toufa back to punt for McKinley. And a couple of deep receivers for Kaiser. And that, again, stiff breeze is so strong that the Kaiser returners are actually on the McKinley side of the field at the 45. Oh, snap, almost over the head of the punter. Is he going to run it? Oh, it's a rugby-style punt. And it's actually going to be a decent punt. It's
not too bad.
Hobbles and jumps and bobbles all the way to the 29. We'll call it the 30. As that punt is down and Kaiser will take over there.
That's unfortunate. Kaiser's having to work against the wind as well, because it's not a slight breeze. It's definitely got some power to it.
Yeah, and you can tell Kaiser basically, I think they like having the wind at their back now, because let's say they score here, maybe get another one, you go up by 3 scores in just the first quarter. It makes things a little easier. So Kaiser back on offense at the McKinley 30-yard line. Trying to add to their 7-0 lead. 8:32 here in the first quarter. Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia here on a Friday night. Beautiful night for football in East Honolulu. You can hear the McKinley band below us playing. Nice crowd here on a Friday night.
Yeah,
the Kaiser side is almost full.
Yeah.
And looks like an equipment violation. That's what's causing our delay here. The referee protocol is you send the player out for at least one play till he can figure out whether it's a knee pad issue, a back plate, mouthpiece.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it used to be a penalty back when you played. It used to be a penalty, but they've kind of softened that a bit where now you just sub out the guy and he can take care of that.
So why would they call that? Was it like?
It used to be basically an equipment violation.
Okay.
So we are ready to go now. 8:32. Kaiser with the ball, 1st and 10 at the opponent's 30. Oh, it's Reese again. He takes a big hit. Actually fumbles it, but Kaiser picks it up and moves it ahead. It's going to be a 9-yard gain for the Cougars, and we do have a player down.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Hasn't gotten up yet. Slow.
Yeah, he's still on the ground. The Kaiser training staff will come out and
he took a pop, man. I didn't see what number got him, but yeah, he took a pop.
So as the Kaiser staff tends to that injured player, let's take a brief timeout, make it a 60-second break, and we'll be right back here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
Back here at Kaiser High School, the injured player Blaine Kupahu making his way off the field gingerly. Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia here with you on this Friday night, and fortunately it looks like Kupahu's okay. I think what happened was when he noticed the ball was on the ground, as soon as he popped his head up, he kind of took a lick from the defense, and hopefully he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's sports
injury. Hopefully everything's okay with him. You know, I never want to see anybody get hurt, but hopefully McKinley can kind of rally behind that, because that was a big hit. So if they can rally behind that and try to get something going with their defense.
2nd and 2 coming up here for Kaiser. Another handoff. It's been all running all the time and all Reese all the time. His 4th run and another first down.
The wood. There you go, brother.
1st and 10 at the 16 of McKinley. And that previous sports injury report was brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. And Kaiser with that downhill running attack led by Reese so far tonight. Dylan Reese, the 160-pound, 5'9" senior. He's in the backfield again. It's a bit of a bunch formation for Kaiser. Resentes back to pass, and he flicks it over the middle. It's going to be completed. It's picked up by Shinagawa, the senior receiver, who we highlighted in the pregame. And so far, Kaiser following the script. You run with Reese, you toss it to Shimagawa, and you rely on your new quarterback, BJ Resentes, to transfer from Kailua.
Yeah, looking good out there. And they were talking in the interview they had. They were talking about kind of finding that chemistry, and so far it's been good. There we go, Reese, right up the middle. Fumble!
And let's see who picks it up. Wait for the referee's announcement. They're looking at it. Hands go up. It is a touchdown.
Fumble in the end zone, recovered by Kaiser.
So it is going to be a touchdown. That's interesting, Aaron, because you playing college, if this would have been a college game, that ball would come back to the 1 because you can't fumble it forward. However, it's going to be a touchdown, Kaiser.
Oh, wow.
So just like that, the Cougars are already up 13-0. We're barely 5 minutes into this game.
Man, when he got hit, too, he like somersaulted. It's funny. It's like how you can't intentionally fumble forward, but
that was not intentional.
No, yeah, definitely not intentional.
So Reese,
but good heads up play by his lineman. Jump. I think it's 52 that picked that up. Look at me, not even like looking at my roster over here.
So Morgan White back to attempt the extra point, and the defense jumps way off sides. They're going to get encroachment, move it halfway to the goal. But going back to Reese for Kaiser, doing all the running so far, and nearly his 2nd touchdown, just missed it by about a yard.
Yeah. Ran it right up the middle, too. Had some good blocking. There, Kaiser's O-line is really doing a good job. Open up the gaps.
And credit to McKinley. They've made a couple of great hits. It's just been too late as far as that play development goes. So White will try it again. Snap is good. Kick is up and very good. Just like that, Kaiser with a 14-0 lead here at the 7:09 mark in the first quarter. And so far, Aaron, things going according to script as far as Kaiser, an established team, McKinley literally starting from scratch, and I think we've seen that play out so far tonight.
When I was listening to the interview with the head coach, one of the questions that was asked is how much of their hand are they going to show? Because like you mentioned previously, that these teams are going to be playing against each other tonight, and then I think in October.
The last regular season D2 game is going to be between these two teams.
So I think as long as everything is working, they definitely don't have to show too much. They can just kind of keep it simple, stick to what's working.
And Coach Warner for McKinley was actually crediting Coach Seaman from Kaiser for having this game, because with McKinley being so fresh, they didn't really have any early preseason games. So by adding this, it kind of gives the teams not only a game that'll count in the standings, but also get some run in before that D2 season starts. So Kaiser kicking off again, right to left, already up 14-0. 7:09 left to go here in the first quarter. Wind at his back. That kick it's going to be a pooch kick, trying to get McKinley to return it.
Let's go, boys.
Takes a bounce.
Let's go, boys.
That's picked up by Nathaniel Recto. Recto takes a big hit up the middle. It's going to be 1st and 10 for McKinley at its own 18-yard line.
Let's go, boys.
Hawaii Pacific Health takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we're creating a healthier Hawaii. It's been a healthy start for Kaiser so far. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and a 14-0 lead against the upstart McKinley squad.
So Sefo is still not at quarterback.
Yeah, I believe we still have the freshman Sablon in there. The plan of Coach Warner was to have one quarterback every quarter, and then basically whoever's left, whoever needs some more opportunities, will play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So McKinley in their air raid spread formation, 2 receivers to either side, 1 running back.
Oh, man.
And it is going to be a running play, and he's gobbled up by 4 Kaiser Cougars. That went nowhere. Loss of 4. Bring up 2nd and 14.
Looked like Mafi was the one got the tackle. There you go.
Kaiser doing a really good job on both sides of the ball, even special teams getting their 2 extra points, and a great kickoff game so far tonight.
Yeah, defense is looking solid.
And for McKinley, I think one of the big things here, Aaron, is even though it probably won't go their way tonight, you can't get discouraged. You have a long season ahead of you.
Yeah.
You're learning on the fly, and for them, it's a matter of what can they pick up as this game goes along. And speaking of that, it's a pickup. I thought of one, but it's actually going to go for no gain on the run there. 3rd and 14 coming up.
Looks like Matthias Mafia again.
So again, Kaiser's front line and their linebacking core playing very stout. Halfway through this first quarter, 14-0, the Cougar lead over the Tigers of McKinley.
I just don't want McKinley. I just don't want to see McKinley kind of fold. I hope they can, keep bringing it.
So they have that spread formation with 4 receivers, 2 to each side. But Coach Warner said he did want to try to run the ball, but that means you need to pass to set up the run.
Yeah.
And another fumble. Let's see who recovered this one.
Looks like Kaiser.
Ball's still loose, but it's going to be ruled. Oh, referees are going to sort it out.
Man down for McKinney. Looks like Javon Williams.
So it looks like McKinley will keep the ball. It's going to be a loss of 4. Going to bring up 4th and long again. And now another injured player this time for McKinley. I think he like Kaiser did on the last drive, he took a pop there as he was trying to get that loose ball. And
hopefully he's not shaking up too bad.
We're going to take a 60-second timeout. Hopefully that player's okay. When we come back, we'll have more of our high school game of the week. You're listening to High School Football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
It's summertime at the Honolulu Zoo and your magical place for exploring, learning, and enjoying nature. Visit the climbing, crawling, and captivating creatures. Guess where they're hiding, see them snooze, or watch them eat. Then grab yourselves an ice-cold treat. Create lasting memories with your keiki, kupuna, and everyone in between. Live wild and see the wild live at the Honolulu Zoo. Visit honoluluzoo.org today.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Back here live at Kaiser High School, Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia. The injured player from McKinley still on the ground, being tended to by the training staff. And as he is looked at, Aaron, you had a good conversation with me off the air. Let's bring that to our listeners. Talking about, McKinley trying to run the air raid offense, the spread, but yet all they've done tonight is run the ball.
Yes.
How difficult is that, knowing that the defense can really key in on the running back who's not really protected back there?
Yeah, what we've noticed is, so they've been coming out in spread, but every play so far has been a run. So on top of that, I know coach is trying to run multiple quarterbacks to kind of get a beat on each man. The thing is that the current quarterback that they have in, yes, they haven't passed yet, but even if they wanted to pass, they're passing against the wind.
Right.
So I don't know if they're kind of being held to a run right now because of the wind.
And it looks like Javon Williams making his way off gingerly from McKinley. Hopefully he's okay.
Glad he's up.
That Sports Injury Report brought
Let's
to you
go, brother.
by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
Recover, regroup, get back out there, my man.
So I'm glad you said recovered, because actually it was a fumble. We thought it was McKinley ball. It is going to be Kaiser ball.
Kaiser ball.
So they get it first and goal now, going into McKinley's end zone again.
Run.
Oh, and right off the bat, it's going to be a zip pass over the middle from Resentes. And that's a Cougar touchdown. That is now 20-0 to start this game. 20 unanswered points in about 7 minutes.
Wow.
So Kaiser basically running a clinic here as far as all facets of the game. And I think we're really seeing, Aaron, that McKinley kind of taking their licks early, and they're going to have to get used to this, because nobody in the OIA is going to take it easy on them.
No.
We saw I was out on the North Shore last week with Chaz Mihara, and we saw Waialua facing off against Pac-5, and Pac-5 kind of took it to Waialua, but Waialua still had that fight, and they kept it a ball game. So I think that's where McKinley needs to try to get to in this game. But right now, 21-0, 5:15 here to go in the first quarter. And what did you see on that play? Let's talk about you're a former O-lineman. What did you see for the blocking? It seemed like a nice, quick timing pass where the quarterback Resentes found his receiver on that slant. Nobody could do anything about it.
That was definitely a quick play action. I definitely thought it was a run, but that was a quick pass right out of the play action.
Yeah, simple post route, maybe a second or two after that play action, zipped it over the middle. And
to what we were saying about Wailua hanging in there against Pac-5, for McKinley, I feel like, you're down 21-0 right now. This is something, what are you going to do in the face of adversity? How can you bounce back? I mean, short term, in this game specifically, what can you do to rally and kind of come back and not fold, not give up? And then furthermore, as you look into the season, like you were saying, like nobody in the OIA is going to take it easy. Everybody wants to win. So what kind of resilience can you have even after tonight, whether you come back and win or whether you lose? Like, what are you going to do in the face of adversity, and how can you recover? So I'm really hoping McKinley can find a groove. But we're still in the first quarter, so maybe, we'll see what can happen for these guys.
Kaiser, another high kickoff taken by McKinley at the 10.
Take it.
And the returner is going to scamper out of bounds. Probably a smart move there to avoid the contact by Fabian Puja, the junior, who, like we said, is the utility guy for McKinley.
I know. I want to see that guy in action.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers going from left to right at their own 21. 21-0 to score so far. Kaiser with the early commanding lead at the 5:08 mark of the first quarter.
McKinley with another opportunity. Let's go.
And it is still number 15 in there, the freshman Devin Sablon. Like we mentioned a couple of times tonight, McKinley going quarterback by committee. Every quarter will have a different quarterback. So Sablon is getting the first quarter action here. And it's tough sledding for the freshman. Like we said, going into the wind. Already a couple of fumbles on that handoff. Looked like a false start there, not called. Counter run to the left side, sniffed out by Kaiser, and that's going to be another loss. This one backing him up for 3 yards.
If he had been able to kind of bounce that outside, he might have had an opportunity to break it. Looks like he got caught up just at the line of scrimmage.
And for our listeners, Aaron, tell us about that counter scheme. As a lineman, how do you block that?
Well, counter is so you have a trap and then you have a counter. A counter tray, how we ran it when I was at Mililani, so you pull the guard and the tackle. Usually you have another man, whether it be a tight end or fullback, to kind of take the backside defensive end.
And this is another running play stuffed by Kaiser, and another 2-yard loss, bringing up 3rd and about 16.
Yeah. The D-line's really bringing it.
So knowing that the defense is stuffing the run and the plays aren't working, do you now maybe try to go to play action, or what do you do if you're McKinley? I know they might be a little out-talented right now, but schematically, what do you do to change it up? Because obviously the run game isn't working.
I would try a play action just for for giggles, see what happens. Or maybe even just maybe try go for a pass, see how it goes.
Again, that spread formation, 2 receivers to either side. In the shotgun is Sablon.
Here we go.
Another bad snap, another fumble, another recovery by Kaiser, I believe. Ball is still loose into the end zone. However, it's going to be recovered by Kaiser at the 1.
Covered by Timote Kupu.
And the Cougars are absolutely dominating here early.
That's that McKinley transfer right there.
So pardon me. Okay, it is Kaiser ball. They are going to have it at the 1 of McKinley.
Man.
And for Timote Kupu, he had a couple of offsides calls, but I think he more than made up for it right there.
There you go.
So Kaiser already, we're not even through the first quarter, trying to make it a 4-score lead.
That's one way to win the favor back of the coach.
Right.
Recover a fumble. But that D-line, all across the board, they've been getting some penetration.
BJ Resentes, the Kaiser quarterback, back in the shotgun. 1 receiver wide to either side, 2 running backs back there with him, and it's going to be a run up the middle and a touchdown. That looked like Brady Kim, the sophomore running back, plunging ahead, and that is now 4 unanswered scores by Kaiser here, 27-0. Kaiser leading McKinley.
Yosua Sefo, I saw in there at I believe he's at middle linebacker. Saw he had some good penetration. I think he went for the wrong man. I don't want to say wrong man. He just the handoff went to another man.
Or maybe to your point, maybe his assignment was that man.
Maybe his assignment,
and the other player didn't take care of his assignment.
Exactly.
And this kick is up and sneaks through. It might have been blocked a bit, but it does the job. Kaiser now leading 28-0. We'll take a 60-second timeout and be right back. This is our game of the week. You're listening to Hawaii High School football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
It's summertime at the Honolulu Zoo and your magical place for exploring, learning, and enjoying nature. Visit the climbing, crawling, and captivating creatures. Guess where they're hiding, see them snooze, or watch them eat. Then grab yourselves an ice-cold treat. Create lasting memories with your keiki, kupuna, and everyone in between. Live wild and see the wild live at the Honolulu Zoo. Visit honoluluzoo.org today.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network is proud to be the official radio broadcast partner of the Oahu Interscholastic Association. Listen live to OIA sports throughout the year on HSRN 95.1 FM and AM 760. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com and click on the OIA Sports tab for our current play-by-play schedule, game recaps, photo gallery, or to listen to previous broadcasts. Mahalo to Hawaii Pacific Health and DSE Hawaii for their support of OIA sports exclusively on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. Kyle Galdeira joined by former UH offensive lineman Aaron Kia. And Kaiser wasting no time tonight. Opening up a 28-0 lead. And we have what was supposed to be a couple of laterals. And fortunately for McKinley, they pick it up. But that could have been disastrous. Fortunately for McKinley, they do get the ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. But
Seppo was the one who received the ball.
Right.
And then he tried to get a little fancy there, do a little lateral, and wasn't picked up by his man.
Yosua Seppo, who might play quarterback later, so far playing linebacker, and was returning the kick there, tried to get a little fancy. So McKinley, let's see what the Tigers can do on offense. No luck yet. They've actually been in the negative as far as net offensive yardage goes. 3 turnovers so far. Kaiser commanding the attention of everyone here. 28-0, they lead, looking to add to that. So McKinley still with that spread formation, 2 receivers to either side from the right hash. In the shotgun is the freshman Sablon. Quick handoff up the middle. And Kaiser again gobbles up the running back.
I feel like McKinley, they're like one block away from breaking it. I feel like it's there. It's there. It's just, I'm not trying to pin it on anybody. I just feel like if the running back can just hit it, he might be able to break it.
And on that note, that was Mareko Sefo, another freshman. So maybe it's one of those things where these young players get some run tonight, and as the season builds, they will be able to find that extra notch when they need it.
So that's what we were talking about earlier. Here we go.
2nd and 11, and another run, another Sefo stop by Kaiser, and another backward run for McKinley.
So when we were talking about prior to the game, I was asking if there was a JV team, just because I noticed on the roster there's a lot of freshmen, and this varsity squad already is it doesn't have a lot of players. So I guess I didn't realize that some schools don't even have JV. It's mostly just varsity now.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the results of not only COVID, but even going back to the helmet and head safety issues that kind of forced a lot of younger players out of the game. And we're seeing the byproduct of that with, teams that would have had easy JV and varsity squads now down to 1 in some case. And another tough run up the middle, stopped by Kaiser. That's going to bring up 4th and 11. And McKinley really struggling on offense tonight.
That to that, it's tough for the freshmen and sophomores because usually being able to play on JV, you're playing with everybody kind of playing against other JV teams who are pretty much on the same skill set, and understanding
body size
of the game,
and body type too.
Exactly, and understanding of the game and everything. So you have that whole JV season to kind of work out the kinks, get used to the game. But now in this kind of a situation, you're forced to play guys like definitely, almost, from what it looks like right now, like twice your size.
Punt is away by McKinley into
the
wind.
Bad punt.
It's going to hit the ground and bounce over the returner. Nice job by McKinley letting it bounce. And for the first time, it's actually a successful punt. Kaiser will take over on its own 48 with 51 seconds left in the first quarter.
That is a positive.
Kaiser with the 28-0 lead. And like we were talking about, Aaron, if McKinley can just notch a bunch of those positives, even if it doesn't reflect on the scoreboard, that's something that you put on film and you can watch during practice and say, hey, guys, this is what we do. And now we just duplicate it, replicate it, and we'll start playing better football.
Yeah. That last play, well, not the last play, but the last play that McKinley had on offense,
Resentes back to pass for
Kaiser. Intercepted!
Speaking
of
my
gosh, going the other way.
He could. He does. He goes all the way. That is number 8, Gregory Gibbons. Kaiser Gibbons and McKinley taketh away for the touchdown. Just like that. How about that for positive?
Hey.
And that
light the fire, bro. Good for you, my man.
The only thing I don't like about that is the McKinley player took his helmet off. Luckily, none of the referees saw it. That should have been unsportsmanlike on Iosua Sefo. But you know what? With the way this game has gone, I don't blame Sefo for celebrating that.
They need some life.
That was very well done on the run back.
Gregory Gibbons.
And for Gibbons there, he was just kind of hanging out in the zone.
Yeah.
And the ball almost went right to his face mask. He grabbed it and scampered for the 47-yard.
I'm not sure if they saw him there.
So just like that, the first score of the game for McKinley makes it 28-6 with 40.8 seconds left in the first quarter.
All right, here's a true test, my man. Kicking into the win for this PAT.
And the man that ran it back, Gregory Gibbons, is actually the place kicker, too, for McKinley. So he'll try to make it a true 7-point effort on his behalf. McKinley trying to get their personnel squared away.
What's going on here?
Both teams actually sending players out. Now we seem to be set. Let's see how the snap goes. It is held and good. Gibbons has put McKinley on the map, on the radar.
And
they
one.
Now trail 28-7.
And one. You know what? Celebrate it, and let's get back to business.
So go back to your playing days, Aaron. With an instant change like that, an instant touchdown, how much juice does that give McKinley? And then for Kaiser, what do they have to do to kind of not let that momentum slip away?
Well, having that sudden change, and this is definitely something that McKinley could use this momentum. I think Kaiser, it's still we're still in the first quarter, and they're sitting very comfortably. Maybe they still got that confidence. So, at this point, with the sudden change, the ball, the opportunity is in McKinley's hands. So they need to capitalize on this and continue to kind of keep fighting. Because I think Kaiser is still very confident in what they got going on.
So let me ask you, let's say you're coaching here. Do you onside kick if you're McKinley and try to double down on that momentum shift? Because that's what I was thinking when I saw McKinley come out and take a little longer to line up for their kickoff here.
You know what? Why not,
So Tigers trailing the Cougars 28-7. Late in the first quarter, just scoring on the Gregory Gibbons pick 6. It's a traditional kick to Kaiser.
Short kick.
They're going to run it back. It looks like number 31, Ryder Phelps, taking it. And he's going to be stopped. It'll be first down, Kaiser at their own 37.
This is an opportunity for McKinley to really hunker down.
This broadcast brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health. They take the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we're building a healthier Hawaii. So Kaiser back on offense following that pick 6. Let's see what they can do here. Resentes, the quarterback, in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side, and a tight end to the left. It's going to be a shovel pass.
Outside. There you go, kicking outside.
Kicking the edge. That
Good
is
blocking.
It looks like number 5.
Oh, that's a
Caleb Hamasaki, the junior, and he takes it for a first down.
Would you have called that flag?
So, do you think it's going to be a late hit?
I think he's going to call it a late hit. But I would have let it go.
So personally, I don't like that because the defender already had him lined up and he hit him just as he went out of bounds. But let's see what the call is here. Referee Steven Machado getting the information. And it is going to be after the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. So always on the side of safety. Referee's erring there, and it's going to be a 15-yard tack on to an already great 12-yard run. And it seems like Kaiser's really succeeding with their stretch plays. Instead of just running right ahead, that was a shovel pass. So it'll go down as a pass and really going around the edge, getting that big gain. So back to live action here at the 31-yard line of McKinley. 1st and 10 for Kaiser. Already up.
Do another run.
The Cougars are 28-7. Resentis down the left side. Oh, just out of the arms, the outstretched arms of Caleb Hamasaki, the junior receiver.
Looked like he had paused just for a second. He should have just kept going on that.
I think part of that is the byproduct of that wind. Maybe without it,
Maybe.
that would have dropped right into his receiver's hands.
Yeah. You know, that previous run play, it's coming down to like one key block, and then they're able to just kick it to the outside.
Kaiser with it. 2nd and 10 at their opponent's 31. Resentis in the gun. 5-step drop, looking for a
Under
receiver.
pressure, rolling out.
It is a good job finding somebody. And that's going to be a pass to the right side for 16 yards and a first down.
Oh, man, that defender had his back to the quarterback.
So a nice gain there, moving it. That was Rain Sumida catching the pass and moving ahead to the 15 of McKinley. And that should be the last play of the first quarter. It will be. And after one frame, Kaiser taking it to McKinley, 28-7. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're listening to our Game of the Week. This is Hawaii High School football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network recognizes the Colt Brennan Legacy Fund of the Hawaii Community Foundation, established by the Brennan family to honor the memory of their son and brother, former University of Hawaii quarterback Colt Brennan. The fund supports causes that Colt cared about, UH athletics and youth sports, in addition to organizations that support individuals struggling with mental health and addiction issues. Visit hawaiicommunityfoundation.org/Colt-fund today to learn more about how you can help.
In school sports, it's easy to see the wins, the moments that make headlines. But there's so much work that goes unseen for any of it to happen. My name is Phil Risen, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Throughout the country, athletic administrators dedicate countless hours to making life-changing opportunities possible for student athletes through sports. Their sacrifice is fueled by the belief that every student can grow and deserves their time to shine. On behalf of the NIAAA, we want to thank every athletic administrator for your tireless dedication to providing 7.8 million students across the country a path to a better future.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School, our Friday night game of the week. A lot of fun so far. Kaiser having fun. A 28-7 lead over the visiting McKinley Tigers. And second quarter action underway. It's going to be a fake handoff, and that play action pass is perfect. Resentis with another touchdown pass up the middle. Just like that, it is now a 34-7 Kaiser lead.
They're on a trips left. That is man right down the center.
And that's a result of having such a great running game, is all the McKinley defenders focus on that fake handoff. Resentis, all he had to do was sling it over the middle.
Yeah.
Relatively easy touchdown. Kaiser now going into the wind, left to right. We'll see what their place kicker Morgan White can do here, trying to make it 35-7.
Oh.
And it looks like the players, they are offside. So we'll re-kick here for Kaiser.
Maybe it's Seffel. Yosua Seffel.
Yeah, he definitely jumped early, and he was called for that encroachment. So as Kaiser gets set up again, we'll remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, lighting up Hawaii since 1972. Kaiser lighting up the scoreboard tonight, trying to make it a 28-point lead early in the second quarter. And just like that, the field goal, the extra point, by White is up and good. 35-7 is the margin. 5 seconds gone in the second frame. And we'll keep it here just underway in the second quarter. So far it has been all Kaiser except for the pick six by McKinley late in the first quarter. It was Gregory Givens galloping for that score, but you take that away and it's been absolute domination by Kaiser tonight, Aaron.
And they're striking fast too, man. It seems like whether it comes out of like not even a timeout, but like a change or Or for this instance, the change of quarter, it's like, boom, one play.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a rain shower coming down here in East Honolulu, here on the Kaiser High School campus.
Just a light sprinkle.
And with that,
out come the umbrellas.
Steady trade winds. It's a sideways rain.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect football weather here.
This is the kind of wind, too, that'll take your umbrella, turn it inside out.
So Kaiser getting ready to kick it back to McKinley. Ball falls off the tee, so they'll reset that.
Balls are falling, guys. Balls are falling.
We might have some records falling tonight if Kaiser keeps up this pace. Already 35 points after just 1 quarter and 5 seconds of action.
Yeah, the wind's really coming now, so I wonder how this kick is gonna be.
Yeah, it's a little stronger than it was before.
Ah.
Kaiser will have a player holding that ball on the kickoff. So White is back and ready. And his kickoff to McKinley is up and away. Tiger's waiting for it. It's actually going to bounce.
Might go out of bounds.
Oh, it's in play.
Oh, my
Kaiser
God.
got it.
Oh, no.
Kaiser's going to recover that. They can advance it, but they do get it at the spot of recovery. It'll be first down for Kaiser at the McKinley 20. And so far, Aaron, Kaiser's finding every way not only to score, but to get the ball back from McKinley.
Oh, man. You know, on one hand, I can't really fault the returner, but I would definitely have wanted to stay alert. Definitely would have wanted to stay alert on that. I mean, I thought it looked like it might have gone out of bounds, but man.
Well, again, is that perfect usage of the wind there by Kaiser. They pooched it up, it caught up in the breeze, and then when it hit, the breeze pushed it back into the field of play. So Kaiser got the recovery.
Kaiser ball again, man.
Cougar ball at the 20 of McKinley. Looking for some instant offense here, already up 35-7. So
Dylan Reese when we recovered that?
Resentis in the shotgun. Going to get the handoff going here. It's going to be run up the middle by Brady Kim. A nice job there by the sophomore, scampering 14 yards, picking up the first down. It'll be first and goal coming up here for Kaiser. McKinley slowing up on defense. Maybe that fatigue starting to set in.
Oh, my man, you're offsides. Oh, no. Up the middle again. Oh, kicking outside. Ooh, looks like he's in.
Run is going to be strung out a bit. Is he in? Looks like he's very short. It's going to be second and goal at about the quarter-yard line for Kaiser.
Just inches away.
And we'll see what they decide to run here at the goal-to-go play.
That was a good run by the running back. I didn't see what number it was, but he kept going on that one. Kind of got stuck a little bit in the middle and just kind of kicked it to the outside.
So Resentis in the gun again. Hands this one off.
There you go.
The plunge up the middle. It's going to be another touchdown. This is Brady Kim with another touchdown run. 41-7. Kaiser pouring it on at the 10:50 mark in the second quarter. So Kaiser taking advantage of a bunch of miscues, 3 recovered fumbles, and the recovered kickoff that McKinley didn't field led to this latest score.
Looks like there might be some confusion, too, on the McKinley side. It just guys trying to figure out maybe their assignments or.
Kick by White is up and good, and 42-7 is our score. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll have more of our high school game of the week. This is Hawaii High School football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Honey, did you fix the door yet?
Don't worry, the best and brightest are on it.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, not me, dear. I'm talking about Kama'aina Handyman. They have the highest customer service ratings with over 1,000 reviews. And they're voted best handyman service on Oahu.
Oh, Kama'aina Handyman. They fixed our neighbors' windows.
Yep. I went to kama'ainahandyman.com and they can fix our cabinets and closet doors too.
Huh. And now I don't have to worry about you breaking anything.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Mahalo, Kama'aina Handyman.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. It has been all Cougars tonight, 42-7 over McKinley. As this ensuing kickoff is going to be muffed and recovered by Kaiser. We were just talking off air with Paul Brecht back in the studio about what other ways can Kaiser get the ball from McKinley. We'll add muffed kickoff to that list because that's what just happened. Cougar ball again. I believe that's the 5th turnover already picked up by Kaiser.
Yeah, just bounced off the return man. And went right to Kaiser.
And what I was about to say before that all happened is if you're in the area and want to come watch some football, Kaiser has a great concession stand ready. But so far, Kaiser, the football team, has been feasting on the McKinley turnovers tonight. And it looks like a new quarterback already for Kaiser, number 7, Aiden Leong. He's actually, going to be the new running back. Resentes still in there at quarterback. So Kaiser getting its stable of running backs. A lot of work tonight already. Yep. A 42-7 lead, looking to add more. Resentes with the shovel pass.
There you go.
Picked up. Oh, that's Reese making a man miss. Now plunges ahead.
Wow.
Turns a 2-yard loss into what is now a 4-yard gain.
That's not bad, though. That's good pursuit by McKinley.
That was Iosua Sefo again, the man in the middle for McKinley. We could see him at quarterback later, but so far he's playing kick returner and linebacker for the Tigers.
Yeah, he's all over the field, this guy.
Nearly 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Kaiser with a 42-7 lead over McKinley. These are two OIA D2 teams. However, this is a non-conference matchup, so it counts in the preseason standings, but not in the conference standings.
Oh,
high
snap.
Pass. Resentes smartly goes down, so he'll keep the ball. However, it'll bring up 3rd and about 20.
I said bad pass. It's like a it was a high snap.
So it was a bad snap, but a good recovery by Resentes there, preventing the turnover.
Smart, just going down too. You know, it's interesting seeing the formations that Kaiser's coming out with. A lot of trips, spread.
Dylan Reese and Aiden Leong, the two running backs behind Resentes. He has a receiver wide to each side. Shotgun snap. Resentes over the middle. He has a receiver, but too high.
Intercepted.
And that one is picked off. That looks like Fabian Puja picking it back. He's that utility guy we mentioned, and there's the second interception of Kaiser tonight. Yes. And that's been the bright spot for McKinley's defense is the pass coverage.
Just slightly overthrew his man. Went right to Puja.
So another bright spot for McKinley. It's not looking good on the scoreboard, but at least McKinley can say that they've been working on their defensive back play. So far, 2 picks tonight, including the Gregory Givens pick 6 back in the first quarter.
It's another opportunity to capitalize.
So McKinley now going with the win. We'll see if they can use that to their advantage. And I believe that is now Iosua Sefo in at quarterback. And we'll see what the more experienced junior quarterback can do compared to the previous quarterback, Devin Sablon, the freshman. So McKinley back on offense for the first time here in the second quarter. Again, that air raid spread formation.
Kaiser with a 4-front, or
Sefo back. He slings it, and that is the first completed pass for McKinley tonight. Nice
the first
job.
Pass.
It's the first pass in general, and first one completed by Iosua Sefo.
Oh, get a little jawing down there.
Sefo getting the signals from his sideline. Sefo so far tonight playing linebacker, quarterback, and kick returner for McKinley. Almost like one of those sandlot or beach football games where your best athlete just kind of takes over. Sefo in the shotgun.
You're Benny the Jet, huh?
5-step drop, and he slings it. And that's almost intercepted by Kaiser. it was one of those where it was right to the Kaiser defender, and I think because of that, he kind of peeked ahead and ended up dropping that ball.
Sefo took a shot, too, just as he threw the ball.
Yeah, Sefo was intent on throwing that ball no matter where it was going. 42-7, the Kaiser lead over McKinley. Tigers trying to chip into that deficit. They have it 3rd and about 4 to go at their own 45-yard line. Make it the 46 of McKinley. Again, the spread formation, 2 receivers to each side. Sefo gets it. 5-step drop, now rolling to the left side. He's a right-handed quarterback. Oh, he fakes the toss and now plows through a defender. However, it is going to be we'll call it a short gain of 1. So Sefo now, he's going to come up gingerly, and that'll be an immense loss. He's now on the ground. If McKinley loses him, that is basically 3 players in 1. I mentioned he plays defense, he plays offense, and special teams. You don't want to see that, especially in the first game for Sefo. Oh, he is holding, I believe, his midsection. Of course, we don't want to speculate. We are not medical professionals at all. But just seeing the way that Sefo had a delayed reaction, I'm hoping it's just maybe he got the wind knocked out of him.
It looked like he was trying to lower his head. There he goes.
There, he pops
My man's
up.
back up. What's going on here?
I like this. So he has to go out for a play here.
The greatest showman.
But he pops
up.
He
does have to go out, right?
He does. But the way he popped up there, and now he has a big smile on his face. That's great to see. And that Sports Injury Report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
We'll give him a Dundee Award for that performance.
So after
man, he had all the cheerleaders doing the respectful knee, But I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's not injured at all.
So to bring up 4th and 2 for McKinley, they look like they're lining up to punt.
I would go for it. And if I was feeling crazy, I'd go for it.
And McKinley missing a bunch of players here. And now 5 guys come off the sideline to fill out their formation. 8 minutes to go here in the opening half. 42-7 is the McKinley lead. And it's going to be another bad snap. Punter gets it. He's going to roll right now. He throws it. It's a Hail Mary punt. And it's going to be picked off by Kaiser. So there's your interception. Kaiser has now got a muffed kickoff, a return kickoff, 3 fumbles, and an interception. And we're only not even halfway through the second quarter. Where's our turnover bingo card? I think we need to make one of those for next game.
He really threw it up there as just a Hail Mary.
Yeah, and it actually goes down as an intercepted pass because he didn't kick it.
Yeah.
He threw it up in the air.
It started with that bad snap, though.
Right.
So it hit, look, it bit him right in his ankles.
So in that case, the punter did a great job of scooping it up. But then instead of rugby kicking it like he normally did, he tried to throw it.
I wonder if that was the plan,
I hope it wasn't, because that's a horrible plan. So Kaiser will take over at its own 39, already up by 35. And if you're listening and wondering, isn't this mercy rule? Not yet. That goes into effect in the second half. So we play regulation time all the way through 2 quarters. And then if Kaiser's still up by 35 or more, then we go into the mercy rule timing situation.
Educate me. So when is the point of mercy rule? At what point is the score okay?
So the threshold is 35. So
35.
We've actually hit it right now.
Did you just say that and I didn't even pay attention?
I alluded to it.
Oh, okay.
For those just tuning in, it is 35 and more. So we'll see.
Excuse my ignorance here. But you're literally sitting right next to me.
So Kaiser has it at its own 39, 1st and 10, going up against this young McKinley defense. A high snap again. Resentis has it. Gets the completed pass. Receiver makes 2 men miss.
Wrap up.
And he turns what would be a 2-yard loss into a 17-yard gain.
Man, he was able to elude 3 guys, I think.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the McKinley 46 for Kaiser.
I give it to him for staying focused, not panicking after the snap. I mean, the snap wasn't too terrible, but I mean, when you're trying to have your rhythm, your timing with your receivers, a snap like that can kind of throw things off.
Resentis back in the shotgun, running back to his left, and 2 receivers wide left. It's another handoff, another run. And that was Brady Kim again taking it. He picks up 2 hard-earned yards. He ran about 15 yards to get 2 on that one. He ends up right between the hash marks. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 at the 43 of McKinley. Clock is running here. 6:50 to go in the second quarter. Kaiser with a commanding 42-7 lead over McKinley. Resentes calling the signals. Now another handoff. This one goes to the left side. It's Aiden Leong back in there. And he plunges ahead for about 3 yards. Make it 4 yard on the gain.
Looks like Tofa with the tackle.
Tackle made by Eliza Taufa.
So another bright spot for McKinley. Taufa doing a good job trying to corral these hard-running Kaiser running backs tonight.
It is 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6 here for Kaiser in McKinley territory. Halfway through this first half.
It's off the left side.
Presentes a nice toss on the run there, completed to Keo Lapera, the senior receiver. 6 foot, 195 pounds.
Blitz off the left. Flushed them out right.
So we've hit the halfway mark of the second quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to Hawaii High School Football on HSRN.
KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Kyle Galdeira and former University of Hawai'i lineman Aaron Kia here with you live from Kaiser High School. So far it's been all Cougars 42-7 over the visiting McKinley Tigers. And Kaiser continues to whip it. They pass this one out to the left side. A bit of a screen there. They pick up 6 or 7.
It's like a receiver screen.
And they were, again, 1 tackle away from really breaking that one.
Yeah.
Injury timeout.
And we have another injured McKinley player down on the field. And that might have happened on some of that blocking as part of that screenplay. Maybe he got caught up in the wash there.
Yeah, it looked like a receiver screen. Trips. It was like a trips left.
And it looks like just a leg cramp. So hopefully that McKinley player just needs some fluids and he'll be back in there. That's good news.
It's funny because both teams are kind of running. They got their own versions of a spread. So every time I'm seeing it, it's like, oh, this reminds me of UH days. So as I'm seeing it, I'm reading I'm going through the protections that we used to call for these specific formations that they're coming out with.
On that note, what was your favorite to be a part of? Did you like that pass game where you kind of get to go in pass pro, or did you like kind of moving the pile and forcing that run game?
I feel like for the kind of player I wasn't much of a road grader. I was definitely more of athletic, kind of move in space kind of a guy. So I feel like the offense that we ran at UH at the time, the run and shoot, I feel like that was definitely more better fit for the kind of player I was. My brother, who played at UCLA, he was a lot bigger than me. He's definitely somebody who's like more of a run game kind of guy, real downhill. I'm definitely more I had a little more agility. I'm not saying.
I like how you said that.
Yeah.
A little lighter on your feet.
Yes, there you go.
So Eliza Taufua comes off the field after stretching out that leg cramp. Hopefully he's okay. And that sports injury report is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
Trips right.
Clock resumes here. 2nd and 6 after that short screen pass. Resentes again with the screen.
Another screen, receiver screen.
And dancing with it is...
Come on, get after
Caleb Hamasaki.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see these guys really get after the ball carrier. I mean, yes, they're trying to hunt them down, but Kaiser is really when they take the hit, they're not giving up. They're really trying to push through. And what I'm noticing is some of these McKinley guys are just the rest of the guys are kind of just standing there watching, expecting the guy to go down. That's not the case.
3rd and 3 here. Resentes with it, trying to scramble.
Bring the pain.
Makes 3 men miss. Scrambling
Still
again.
Still dancing.
And he finds an open receiver. And a nice completion there to Caleb Hamasaki on the sideline. And it's going to be just short of the first down marker. So a long play that got Kaiser 1 yard will bring up now 4th and 2. And we'll see here what Kaiser dials up. Obviously, they're going to go for it. They're not going to kick a field goal up by 35. But I wonder now if they're going to go back to the run game, even though they're in the shotgun, knowing that they only need 2 yards.
Yeah. Quick
And
drop.
It is
There it
gonna be
goes.
a run that is
Oh,
Aiden
Sefo.
Leong. And Leong dances ahead, turns a 2-yard gain into a gain of close to 10. He goes all the way down to the 11 of McKinley. Another first down for Kaiser.
Called it. Draw play.
And the clock should be running here. And there it goes. Kaiser trying to add another score to its 42-7 lead over McKinley late in the second quarter.
Oh.
And we're going to have a procedure penalty. It's going to be a false start on the offense.
Oh my gosh, that blitzing backer had him dead to rights right there.
So the false start will make it 1st and 15 for Kaiser.
However, the quarterback is pretty shifty. I feel like he might have given him like a little Michael Vick 1-2.
That's B.J. Resentis, the
saved by the whistle
transfer from Kailua, the senior.
He's been doing good tonight.
Making his mark for sure for Kaiser.
Well, aside from the 2 interceptions, right?
Well, only one went to him. Oh, no, you're right.
Oh.
This is a nice screen over the middle. Aiden
Wow.
Leong has it. He is going to be wrapped up, but he gets that penalty yardage back. A nice, slow developing screen.
Yeah, they let that develop really well. Good patience.
And
that was
right.
really good patience.
Resentis with those 2 picks, but so far it hasn't really hurt Kaiser other than the one that was run back for a touchdown by Gregory Givens.
You know, it's funny. It's one of those things. It's like, as a defensive lineman, it's like, wait, why am I being able to run free this easily? Like, it's, something should be fishy by that point.
3:30 and winding here in the second quarter. Kaiser up by 35. Resentis gets the shotgun snap. It's another handoff.
My gosh.
And another bunch of broken tackles, and that is another touchdown.
Man.
Brady Kim, the sophomore, another score for him. And Kaiser is just pouring it on 48-7 here in the second frame.
It looked like Marlon Kessie, number 90 had him in the backfield. From what it looks like, he's just a freshman, so, he'll get it. He'll get it.
A lot of growing pains for sure for this young McKinley team. And we called it in the pregame. This is going to be a work in progress. McKinley coach Stephen Warner starting with a bare cupboard, and he's going to take his licks. And so far, that's what Kaiser is doing to McKinley tonight, 49-7 here late in the second. We'll take a quick timeout, make it a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more. This is Hawaii High School football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network is proud to be the official radio broadcast partner of the Oahu Interscholastic Association. Listen live to OIA Sports throughout the year on HSRN 95.1 FM and AM 760. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com and click on the OIA Sports tab for our current play-by-play schedule, game recaps, photo gallery, or to listen to previous broadcasts. Mahalo to Hawaii Pacific Health and DSE Hawaii for their support of OIA Sports, exclusively on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Hawaii at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School on this Friday night edition of our high school football broadcast. Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia.
Pick up that ball, brother.
And Kaiser kicking it off to McKinley again. Do we have another turnover? Let's see who has it. The ball was loose. The referees are sorting it out. And I believe it's going to be McKinley ball, but another good job of Kaiser kind of pinning McKinley back and waiting for that bouncing ball. It is going to be McKinley ball, but that was kind of spooky for the Tigers. Referees are talking about it. Let's see.
Kaiser ball. We're giving it to Kaiser. Man, that ball was like, attack the ball.
Okay, let's see. Pick it up with the official. It is going to be Kaiser ball. Wow, another Poor job by McKinley. Again, they're getting their growing pains out here in this first game, but I think special teams is definitely on the top of the list when it comes to kickoff coverage for McKinley. That's now the third time they've turned it over on the kickoff with muffing the ball and letting Kaiser pick it up. So Cougars back on offense yet again, looking to add to their 49-7 lead. Resentis with the shotgun snap, and there is Aiden Leong, like you said, bouncing it outside.
Come on, wrap up.
And he, again, turns a loss into a 4, 5, 6-yard gain now, churning through those potential tacklers. And we're joined up here in the booth by Coach George Lumpkin. Long time. He was my PE teacher back at Kamehameha, former University of Hawai'i assistant coach. Great to see him up in the booth. And Kaiser doing a great job starting their season off on a high note tonight so far.
Coach Hump was over at a UH when I was there. That's so crazy. He was your PE teacher. And he was coaching at UH while I was there.
As the running back for Kaiser stopped here.
Man.
That should be a penalty, and it is.
It is.
It's going to be a personal foul.
Brother.
Late hit by big number 5, Iosua Sefo. But while the referees sort that out, Coach Lumpkin actually got the call to be the UH assistant coach while we had PE class. I remember
no way.
he got a call. He got paged. He went over to the phone, and he basically came back and said, "Hey guys, I'm going to go coach at UH."
Wow, the pager.
Yeah,
the pager.
So that was pretty cool, being part of that moment for him. But a legendary coach, George Lumpkin, he's one of the assistants here with Tim Seaman and the Kaiser staff.
Come on, you knuckleheads.
Exactly. We had a bunch of knuckleheads in our PE group for sure.
Man, George Lumpkin. You know, it's so funny because, you know, you look back at some of the old pictures when he was playing, and the dude has an afro. He has a whole afro.
So after the Iosua Sefo personal foul penalty, it's 1st and goal for Kaiser. Resentis dancing. He's going to run it, and he smartly slides, preserves himself after picking up 3. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half, and for McKinley, this first half can't end soon enough. Already trailing 49-7.
It was pressured by Kaiten Adaro. I hope I'm saying that right.
And it's not like Kaiser's trying to run up the score. They're just doing what they're presented with. They've been given great field position. Got at least 6 turnovers so far, and they're cashing in.
They're definitely taking advantage of every opportunity that's being handed to them.
Resentis back in the shotgun. 2nd and goal coming up from the 8.
Quick pass.
Nice pass to the outside. Is that Reese with it? No, that is going to be either Ferris Young or Keo LaPera. Or Jesse Shinagawa.
You know, that's
Jesse is number 18, the senior.
It's unfortunate that Sefo drew that penalty, and they blew the whistle. He should have just let him go.
And we're going to have a timeout taken by McKinley here. So they're going to talk about some defensive strategy. We'll keep it here. 1 minute, 3 seconds left to go in the first half. Kaiser with a 49-7 lead. Looking to add to it with a 3rd and goal play coming up here from the 7-yard line. And I wonder here, Aaron, what does McKinley talk about? What can they do to prevent another score by Kaiser, if anything?
I think they just need to keep their heads up. They need to stay disciplined. Really get after the ball. You know, it's interesting. I feel like their defense, in a way, I mean, you know, Kaiser is definitely putting it in, but the defense, I feel like, is not doing terrible. They're doing okay. But I do feel like they need to get after the ball carrier.
It's been a
wrap up. They definitely need to wrap up. Like I was, what I'm noticing is Kaiser, like anybody who's got the ball, they're giving it that second effort. Like they're taking a hit, but they're not giving up. They're not going down on the first hit. Like they're definitely hungry for more yardage. And you know, if I were to address my boys for McKinley, I would be like, I need every helmet on that ball, you know.
So coming out of the McKinley timeout, we'll see what the Tigers can do faced with a 3rd and goal situation from the 7. Kaiser driving again.
Back at UH when we had Jerry Glanville as the defensive coordinator, you know, something he always used to preach is like there's always room for one more, you know, and I feel like that's something that.
Here's the shotgun snap. Handoff up the middle. Actually now bounced outside. And that's going to be another touchdown run. Aiden Leong. He picks up another score. This one from 7 yards out. And already Kaiser surpassing the 50-point mark. It is 55-7. Just about a minute left before halftime. And Leong there, Aaron, a nice job of running. He was stopped, and then he bounced it out, found one more blocker, and then beat the defender to the pylon. And we'll see if Kaiser...
I'm wondering, too, if Kaiser is... I wish I had taken note of who they started with their O-line. I'm wondering if they're cycling through their offensive line.
That PAT is up and good, 56-7.
Or maybe they're saving them for the season, getting everybody some experience in there,
Yeah, on the other side, I know for sure McKinley is definitely trying to cycle in all their players. That's what Coach Stephen Warner said his plan was to get everybody, I don't want to say it's treating like a practice, but definitely getting valuable game time so that when the official OIA season starts next week for them, they'll at least have some of those reps under their belt.
Do you know who they play next week?
We can check that out at halftime, but basically it's a tough road because even though they play teams like Roosevelt, Waialua, Kalaheo, and so on, they even play Kaiser again this season. There are no quote-unquote easy teams. It used to be, in D2, you could maybe circle a few and say, okay, we're going to get that one.
Yeah.
But this year it's very balanced, you could say the parity is high.
Yeah.
And even though we're looking at McKinley struggling tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe 3 or 4 games into this season, when they start putting those pieces together, they might start putting a scare into some opponents.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, too, to see what adjustments or how they fare the next time they play Kaiser,
Right. That'll be the true test at the end of the regular season when these teams meet up, when it counts in conference play.
Yeah.
So Kaiser looking to kick it off yet again, up 56-7 here. 56 seconds left in the second quarter. It's a squib kick. McKinley gets it.
Right on.
And moving it up to
the ball they picked
40-yard line. And it's a nice return. Tigers get it out to the 41 on
Branson
their side
Peters
of the field.
with the return. He's pretty stoked about that. Right on, brother.
He kind of
get some.
Has a whirling dervish there to the umpire.
That's definitely something. I mean, Peters is a line looks like he's listed as a linebacker, but his celebration is definitely something you'd see come from a lineman. Like, oh, I'm getting the ball. I'm gonna run this ball.
So 49 seconds left before halftime. We'll see if McKinley tries to run some plays or maybe just tries to run up the clock here. And it'll be Cepho back in the shotgun, the quarterback. And should be a false start there. That's Sablon back in there.
It's Devin.
So the freshman Sablon back in to end potentially the first half.
I didn't see what happened. I wasn't paying attention. What happened? Was it a false start?
Yeah, the left guard took about 4 steps too many before the snap.
So here's a question. Now that Sablon has the wind to his back, in his favor, are we going to see a pass?
I think it's a great time to try it if you are going to audition your quarterbacks here, which is what Coach Stephen Warner said he wanted to do.
It did look like a run, though. Looked like it was going to be a handoff.
So the freshman Sablon back in the shotgun. 2 receivers wide to either side. And it is going to be a handoff up the middle. Kaiser picks it up after about a 4-yard gain. The clock continues to run. And McKinley is looking like they're going to run some kind of hurry-up offense, and then they decide to slow it down, maybe realizing, hey, we don't want to make things even worse on the scoreboard. Let's see if they decide to run a play here.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
It's been all Kaiser so far, 56-7. The only score for McKinley came in the first quarter on the Gregory Givens pick 6.
I was hoping they would have got yardage on that. It was good blocking. He actually had a hole.
And
what happened here?
It's going to be a delay of game on McKinley. They were trying to run out the clock, but I think Kaiser's hopefully going to just decline it and we'll end the half. I think Coach Tim Seaman is saying, what are we doing here? There's only 4 seconds left. Let's just run this half out. think the referees will talk about it a bit.
Can they do that? Can they just run it?
I mean, theoretically, no, but in this situation, it's probably the most sportsmanlike thing to do is just get to halftime and try to keep these players healthy.
So from here on out, once the third quarter starts, it's just running clock.
Yeah, because it's more than a 35-point margin. Once the second half is ready for play, the clock will wind, and the only thing
way past
to stop it will be basically timeouts, injuries, scores, and that's about it. So McKinley will get one more play, 3.9 seconds left in the first half. And the quarterback Sablon back in there. And he takes a knee, so that'll be the end of the half. It is a 56-7 lead.
You know, it's interesting too because
Kaiser,
looks like they've got their younger squad in for their D-line, and they look like they're ready to get after it.
And when we come back, we'll have some halftime stats and analysis. So far, the Cougars are roaring, 56-7 over the McKinley Tigers. It is halftime, and this is the Hawaii High School Football Game of the Week on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
It's summertime at the Honolulu Zoo and your magical place for exploring, learning, and enjoying nature. Visit the climbing, crawling, and captivating creatures. Guess where they're hiding, see them snooze, or watch them eat. Then grab yourselves an ice-cold treat. Create lasting memories with your keiki, kupuna, and everyone in between. Live wild and see the wild live at the Honolulu Zoo. Visit honoluluzoo.org today.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is so innovative, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals who serve them with access to the latest technologies and remarkable benefits. Transform your future at vacareers.va.gov.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Welcome back to halftime here at Kaiser High School. It's been all Kaiser so far, 56-7 over McKinley. And Kyle Galdeira, Aaron Kia bringing you this Friday night broadcast here under the lights at Kaiser High School, taking you through the scoring summary. Basically, Kaiser put up 28 points apiece in each of the first and second quarters. They got out to a 28-0 lead thanks in part to a Dylan Reese 59-yard run. And then Oppo Toatua Kelekoleo picked up a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. Zayden Ling added a 10-yard touchdown from quarterback B.J. Resentis. Brady Kim knocked in a 1-yard touchdown run. And then for McKinley, Gregory Givens had that 52-yard pick six to finally put McKinley on the board. And then in the second quarter, it was all Kaiser again. 4 more touchdowns, including 2 TD runs by Brady Kim, a Rain Sumida 15-yard touchdown pass from Resentis, and then Aiden Leong, a 6-yard TD run to cap the scoring for Kaiser. And Aaron, I kick it to you. Just some initial thoughts from halftime. We knew going into it that it was going to be an uphill battle for McKinley, but I think we're seeing it in front of our eyes, just how tough it is when you're really starting from rock bottom, rebuilding a football program.
Yeah, the thing is too, there's a lot of mistakes that are happening on the McKinley side of the ball. Especially in the second quarter, on the kickoffs. There was a one where the ball went right off the receiver and went right into Kaiser's hand. But Kaiser has been getting good field position, out the gate for every drive pretty much, and they've been able to capitalize on each one. And it's a young McKinley squad, so it's it's all a learning curve. It's going to be one of those things you come back in on Monday, or what's today, Friday, so or tomorrow. If you're gonna work out the soreness, look at the film, and it's going to be a lot to have to unpack.
And you alluded to the turnovers, and we kind of joked earlier we kind of want to start a turnover bingo here in the press box, because there have been McKinley's traditional 3 fumbles and then 3 muffed kickoffs that have turned into possessions for Kaiser, and then a traditional passing interception.
Yeah, which happens on the punt.
Right. The punter tried to throw the ball, and with all that, Kaiser ahead 56-7. And let's talk about Kaiser. It's easier said than done to just show up against a team that's rebuilding and put up all these points, but to Kaiser's credit, they are executing. They're playing the run game nearly perfectly. Their passing game is coming along.
Yeah.
2 interceptions, really the only negative for Resentis tonight. He has 2 TDs, 2 picks. But what does Kaiser have to do to keep building and not play down to McKinley tonight?
Well, every player who's gotten to touch the ball is hungry for more yardage, and that's something that that's, I think, just discipline. It's the want to be good, the want to be better. And you can see it with every receiver, every running back. As soon as they get that ball, they're whether they're getting hit at or behind the line, they're not giving up. And it's paying off, because if you're able to move past that would-be tackler, they're gaining positive yardage. There hasn't been many plays where Kaiser has been in the backfield, been stopped in the backfield. I can't even think about which play they were stopped in the backfield, but they're getting positive yardage almost every play.
And when we come back, we'll continue our halftime show. It is Kaiser 56, McKinley 7 here at Kaiser High School. We'll be right back. This is the Hawaii High School Game of the Week on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous, because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia back here with you live at Kaiser High School. Our Friday night game of the week has been all Cougars so far, a commanding 56-7 lead over McKinley. And Aaron, we've talked about it not only in the pregame, but during the game and now during halftime. It's a mismatch that we saw on paper and now we're seeing before our eyes. Obviously, Kaiser, a commanding lead. They're going to continue that effort. But again, going back to McKinley, some of the things that they're trying to learn from and improve on under their first-year head coach, Stephen Warner. What does McKinley have to do? Obviously, they're probably not going to come back from this 49-point deficit, but what do they do to at least stay in the game and get some positive plays on tape so that going forward they can keep moving?
I think if everybody can kind of be on the same page and just get some plays in, I think what I've noticed throughout the game is there seems, I don't know if it's confusion or like just wondering, like just trying to figure out what the personnel is. Like there seems to be a lot of like looking to the sidelines, like oh, am I in or like what are we running? Like that's just based off of my observation. I don't know what's going on the, like down there, but I think the coach wants to run through the quarterbacks that he has, get moving, get them in there and get some plays going. I think if they can kind of catch a rhythm and get some plays in, then maybe that's one step and seeing what needs to be done. Where can we fit in? How can we improve? Because right now we've only with Sablon, we've seen only run plays come from him. So I'm wondering if he's like purely like the quarterback they're going to have for the runs, and then Cephal for like the pass. But that's the thing though, like if you keep it just like that, teams are going to beat in on that. They'll be like, oh, they're going to pass. This is going to be a pass. And then this guy's in is just run. So, to what we were saying, like they just got to get the plays going. They got to get them in.
And when we come back, we'll have second half action for you. Right now, Kaiser leading McKinley 56-7. Quarter number 3 coming right up. This is Hawaii High School football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hawaii Pacific Health proudly presents Hawaii Pacific University Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Listen live to HPU men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball on HSRN 95.1 FM, AM 760, or at hawaiisportsradio.com.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the HHSAA, are the 36,000 high school sports students in Hawaii. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. Third quarter action just about underway. Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia here with you for our Friday night game of the week.
Enjoying this breeze.
Kaiser definitely catching the breeze when it comes to scoring tonight, 56-7. They've scored 28 points apiece in each the first and second quarters. McKinley with their lone touchdown coming on the Givens pick six, and that's how we arrived to our 56-7 margin. To start the second half, we will be in mercy rule timing, so the clock will basically wind for everything, even incomplete passes. The only time it'll stop will be for scores, timeouts, and injuries. Change of possession as well. So we'll see if Kaiser will maybe step off the gas a bit. Although we mentioned they're not running up the score. They're just taking advantage of every opportunity provided to them, including, at least by our count, 7 turnovers so far by McKinley.
Yeah, like we mentioned, a lot of the opportunities are coming off of these kickoffs. So I'm curious to see if something will happen with this kickoff.
So it'll be Kaiser kicking from left to right to start this third quarter. McKinley back to receive, again with the wind at their back to start this third quarter. And we are underway. It's going to be a squib kick bouncing into the field of McKinley.
Block.
And it'll be returned, and McKinley does get a blocker, and they're running, the returner scampers out of bounds. A little bit of self-preservation there. A nice job by Fabian Puja. He had an interception back in the first half as well. So we'll see what McKinley has dialed up after that halftime break to see if they can get something going on offense. So far for McKinley, 7 yards passing and -10 yards rushing. So they're -3 net yards so far here tonight.
The whole offense?
The whole offense in the first half. Negative yardage. Great job by Kaiser on the defensive side.
Jiminy Christmas. Let's do this, boys.
So we'll see who is in the shotgun for McKinley. They have been rotating quarterbacks so far. I believe that's Sablon.
Yeah.
As he starts the second half, it's going to be a successful handoff. As McKinley picks up 6 yards there on the
took the rock
play.
Bottom.
A little WWE wrestling takedown there.
Shows my age, huh? Because nowadays, I don't even watch wrestling now. So it's like Roman Reigns and whoever else is,
Yeah, I got to admit, back when we were younger, that was the heyday of wrestling.
Yes. Those are the golden years.
Let's call it mid to late 90s?
Yes.
Into
the 2000s.
That's the sweet spot right there.
Yeah.
McKinley trying to find some rhythm on offense. That opening kickoff of the second half, powered by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
Go. Oh, my gosh.
Run up the middle by McKinley. It's stopped up by Kaiser. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for McKinley.
It's interesting. As I see this, I know from what it looks like, the running backs they're going to the hole that they're supposed to hit. And what's interesting, the hole is bigger the next gap over. You know, I mean.
And maybe that's one of those situations where McKinley is
Maybe
so fresh that they're following, but they don't have the instinct yet to say, the hole in the B gap is bigger. I'm going to go there. Here's the 3rd and 5 play. Sablon, almost intercepted. At least
that was
to
his first
credit,
pass attempt.
He was trying to push the ball down the field. It looked like he was aiming for Charles Baldomero down the line, down the left sideline, pardon me. That was incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and about 4, a long 4. And McKinley will look to punt this one away. Clock continues to run. We're under 9 minutes in the 3rd quarter now. Kaiser still with a dominating 56-7 lead in the season opener for both teams.
Lollygagging over here. That's another word you don't hear a lot of nowadays. Lollygagging.
Yeah, definitely not a sense of urgency.
No, not at all.
Down by 49. But again, a lot of it has to do with McKinley is starting this program almost from scratch. They're kind of learning as they go, and even getting into punt formation is something that's taken some effort for the Tigers tonight. A little bit of movement. No call there. Snap is collected.
Punter got blocked.
Yep. Wobbly kick, and it's going to be, I thought it was fair caught, maybe not.
No.
As the returner is gobbled up at the 39 of Kaiser.
Good tackle.
Yeah, great job on coverage there by McKinley. No return. So Kaiser will get its first possession here in the second half.
Chen Zen Etuate.
Taking over at its own 39. Strong trade wind still blowing from right to left here at Kaiser High School.
I love it, man. I love this breeze. I'm a big dude. I'll sweat just taking the trash out. I mean, it's hot where I live anyways.
Walking up to this press box.
Yes.
Inspired a little perspiration.
I was like,
earlier.
good Lord, do I need to hit the Stairmaster a little bit more?
So Kaiser has it. Running clock here in the second half. It's going to be a handoff and a run up the middle. That looks like Jason Park, I believe, the sophomore running back, picking up a hard-earned 3-yard gain right there.
You know, I've noticed this guy, number 90, Marlon Kessie. I've noticed him in the backfield enough for me to say something about it. It says here he's a freshman. I wish I knew his stats, like his height and whatnot, but I mean, he looks like a good size. I hope he can develop over the years.
Kaiser with it now at about the 37-yard line. And a bit of a miscue there on the handoff.
Yeah.
A good job by McKinley getting into the backfield. And props to Kaiser continuing to move the pile. It'll end up being a loss of 2. And the Cougars will be faced with 3rd and 9. Coming up on 6:30 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, it's one of those things, that sense of urgency we're talking about. It's a lot of walking around. I think if that was something the coach would want to address, be like, have a little more sense of urgency.
Another
run
handoff.
up the right.
This one taken to the right hash. I believe that was Jacob.
Oh, tempers.
So Kaiser with a minimal gain there, and they will punt.
You know, it's that fine line of like you want your players to play with urgency, some passion, and then when they get a little too aggressive, then they pull up. I mean, there was no penalty on that play, but you know, there's a fine line between playing with some passion and then drawing a penalty.
Dylan Reese, the star running back for Kaiser, back to punt it now. Clock ticks under 5:30 in the 3rd quarter. Kaiser still with a 56-7 lead over McKinley.
Oh,
and we're going to have a encroachment on McKinley. So again,
it gives them a first down.
Discipline hurting the Tigers, as instead of getting the ball back, that's going to push the ball ahead for a first down, like you said, Aaron, and that'll give Kaiser. And I think Kaiser's actually going to do the very sportsman. Oh, I thought they were going to decline it and actually punt the ball. They're not. They're going to take the first down, and they're going to put the offense back on the field. I thought Coach Seaman was going to say, we'll keep it there. We'll allow McKinley to get the ball, but they will indeed take the yardage. First down, Kaiser.
So That would have been the first time that the defense would have stopped them.
Right.
Would have.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Wow.
It didn't happen there. McKinley doing at least putting the effort in here in the second half. Just a couple of, like we said, that discipline, the things that come with a solid program.
Everything like him a Jang down there. And
as we continue the third quarter here, this broadcast is brought to you by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, lighting up Hawaii since 1972. Kaiser back with it. 1st and 10 on offense here. Another run up the middle. A couple of tackles broken. That was a dance up the middle by Jason Park. He turns another loss into an 8-yard gain.
Oh my gosh, they're like.
And we have
two
players cramping up for McKinley. So it seems like that smaller depth chart for McKinley is finally rearing its head here in the second half. And we're going to take a 60-second timeout as those players try to stretch those legs a bit. You're listening to our Game of the Week. This is high school football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Aloha, beautiful people! Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Caught us mid-play.
Back to live action. Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia here. Those McKinley players got off the field, and they seem to be okay for now. That sports injury report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. And right out of the timeout, it was a quick swing pass over to Ferris Young, the junior receiver, making a nice play there. Picks up a couple of yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 2. Kaiser into McKinley territory. A fake handoff, and now a sling to the left side. That
almost got the
to
first.
Be Jesse Shinagawa, the wide receiver, now playing quarterback for Kaiser. And Kaiser is going to be short, so it will be 4th and about 1 at the 45 of McKinley. 3:15 in winding here in the third quarter. 56-7, the Kaiser lead over McKinley. Even though these two teams are in the D2 of the OIA, this is actually a non-league game, so it'll count as a preseason matchup in the standings. And do we have another injured player? Looks like a McKinley Tiger. Oh, a little frustrated there coming out of the game. Maybe a head injury that the referee saw, and they're going to have him checked out by the training staff.
It's number 90. That was the guy I was just talking about.
Yeah, that's Marlon Kessia, that freshman defensive lineman. So
come on, brother, keep your head up.
Oh no! Throws that helmet.
My guy. Oh man, that's not what you want to see.
So a successful run around the corner here by Kaiser, and that's going to be a first down picked up by Shinagawa. And things are starting to fall apart for McKinley as that freshman Kessie is going to be talked to by a couple of his teammates and the trainers after throwing his helmet and a football on the sideline. But for Kaiser, positively for them, they move the chains and continue to maintain possession late in the third quarter, 2:20, and winding with a 49-point lead. And again, the backup
left
quarterback Jesse Shinagawa, the receiver in the shotgun. Like you said, Aaron trips to the left side, single wide near side. Running play up the middle on that draw by Jason Park, picking up a few yards, keeping that clock moving. And we have another, looks like a cramp by a McKinley player on the turf, being stretched out by his teammates.
if a player goes down, that stops the clock.
Unfortunately, it does. And any injury stops the clock here. Basically, scores, change of possession, injuries, and timeouts are the only thing that stops the clock in Mercy rule timing. And that player is quickly up. That's good to see. Aleza Taufa again cramping up, and he's going to have a date with the training room tonight. He's played almost every defensive snap out there, and he's definitely feeling it. So the team's coming back onto the field. 1:55 left to go here in the third quarter. Kaiser with it. It'll be 2nd and about 8 to go at the McKinley 40-yard line. So Kaiser with a bunch of their backup players in there, getting some playing time as we ease into this 2024 football campaign. Fake handoff, and now, almost a sack. And finally, it is a sack. And is that Kessie back in the game?
No,
it's a
it's
different
number
player.
40.
So a nice job there by Keaton Adaro, the junior. I saw 0. I thought that might be 90, but he's still on the bench.
Right.
And a nice job. That's McKinley's first sack of the game.
Yeah, pressure came off the left side. Then initially he missed the quarterback. And then Keaton came in and finished.
So 3rd down and about 20 for Kaiser on offense. 1 minute left to play in the third. 49-point lead for the Cougars over McKinley. Deep shotgun snap. It's a screen pass, a successful one, but a nice job on defense by McKinley. I believe that was that was Puja again. He has a couple of kickoff returns. He has an interception and a couple great open field tackles.
Little John going on down there too.
That should result in a punt. Kaiser kicking it back to McKinley as this third quarter clock is nearly pow.
That's another situation where I feel like as a D lineman, if you find yourself in open space too quickly, you should probably smell something fishy going on.
So Kaiser looking to punt it away here as the third quarter clock is 15 seconds away from expiring. And I wonder here if they're just going to run that clock out. And not only do they send it to the fourth quarter, but they're going to have the wind at their back to finish this ball game. That is going to be the end of the third quarter. No scoring in this frame, but Kaiser still with a commanding 56-7 lead. We'll be back with the conclusion of this one. Fourth quarter action coming up in our high school game of the week. This is high school football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You gotta hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play. That my worth isn't determined by my performance. That even on my worst day, I am worthy. That you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. Fourth quarter just about underway. Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia with our game of the week here. And just as McKinley's about to get the punt, they have 12 players on the field. So the illegal substitution penalty will get Kaiser 5 more yards. But because they're already at 4th and 20, makes it 4th and 15, and they will still punt it away.
Man, these are mindless errors.
Yeah, definitely some basic discipline issues to shore up for McKinley as they get ready for their OIA campaign. Kaiser, on the other hand, seemingly a well-oiled machine as they get ready for their D2 action coming up next week. And the snap is collected, punted away by Kaiser, and this will bounce at the 10 and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback going McKinley's way. So as we get ready, this game is pretty well in hand, but going back to your playing days at UH, Aaron, I know the UH football season starts up 8 days from now. Next week, Saturday, Delaware State comes to town. What are you looking forward to this year with the UH football team, with their kind of third year under Coach Timmy Chang? It's his identity now. What are they going to put forth at TC Ching?
I'm excited to see the boys get out there and play. I'm close to campus, so I see the boys a lot. And my wife and I we'll take our boys on a walk. We'll go check out practices and to kind of see everybody, in the groove. I think it's play off the right. To see all the boys develop over the course of the past couple months. I'm excited to see them get out there and play. I know it's contract here for Coach Timmy Chang, so I just want him to be successful. I want to see all the boys do really well. I know last season was a little bit tough, but ended on a high note, and I'm excited to see what they bring. I know they got a lot of good players that have come in, transferred in, new additions to the team, so I'm excited to see what they can bring.
We'll see how that season goes for UH. I know they've been working hard at practice, like you said. You've seen them in action.
Plus, too, the O-line coach they got over there right now, Derek Faavi, is one of my former teammates from my time at UH also. Pass. Here we go.
McKinley
Run
here
it,
with
brother.
2nd and 9. A nice swing pass on a big tackle by the Kaiser defense. And the freshman, Devin Sablon, really doing a good job hanging in there.
And it looked like a way more green to get there.
Yeah, nice.
It was only like a 1 yard gain or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he gained 2 there.
Oh, 2.
He ran about 10 yards.
Yeah. I was like, man, it looks like he got more yards than that.
So we'll see what McKinley does here. Under 10 minutes to go in this ball game. Kaiser leading 56-7. It's been all Cougars except for a pick-6 touchdown by McKinley's Gregory Givens back in the first quarter.
Let's go, brother. Get to the line. Get set.
McKinley trying to line up here. Again, that spread formation now. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. A little bit of a broken play there. I don't know, big tackle. Nice job by Kaiser. Backup Tyler Staggs in there, the sophomore DB, with the open field tackle for a loss. And that'll force a 3-and-out and another McKinley punt.
Left tackle number 73. My man needs to be a leader. Lead by example.
As McKinley gets ready to punt, we'll remind you that Hawaii Sports Radio Network has partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for the latest live scores, stats, photos, league schedules, and much more, including some stats and hopefully a write-up later by our own Michael Lascaro, who's on site. Also joining us here tonight, Ku'ule Agbayani, and back in the studio, Paul Brecht, Kyle Galdeira, and Aaron Kia here with you. Our Friday night game of the week has been all Kaiser so far, 56-7 over visiting McKinley. Tigers taking their time as they get into
punt they really are.
And I don't think anybody's complaining because of this Mercy Road clock. It continues to run. Obviously, sportsmanship is the goal here as this game well out of hand. And nice job by McKinley, at least downing that punt before Kaiser could return it. It's going to be 1st and 10 Cougars at the McKinley 38. So again, Aaron, what are some things that, again, Kaiser already well ahead. What do they do? What can they work on and make this a productive end to this ball game?
Man,
especially with a lot of backups coming in, they get some playing time.
Well, I think that's where the progress happens, is being able to get your second or third line in there. That way, through the season, God forbid anybody get hurt, but if somebody does get hurt, at least you've got some guys who can come into the position and got a little bit of experience.
It's a fumbled snap, still on the ground, and now it's picked up I believe it's going to be Kaiser ball after all of that.
Looks like a bad snap, yeah?
Yeah, it was a high snap. And again, we mentioned the backup quarterback, Jesse Shinagawa, was in there. So luckily, he finally jumped on that one. So it'll be Kaiser ball, second and about 15. As the clock continues to wind, we are under 6:50 left to go in the ball game. Kaiser with a 49-point lead.
Cougars 4-2 front.
Oh,
what's happening?
A very delayed handoff there. Finally taken by Jason Park, and he is clobbered by 3 McKinley defenders, and another.
That's a good hustle.
Another cramping issue by the McKinley defense. Got to get some water in those guys, some Gatorade or sports drink.
How about a banana?
This game has been banana so
Pedialyte.
far. 56-7.
Drink it.
And we mentioned them earlier, but I want to highlight Scoring Live again. They're a big sponsor of Hawaii Sports Radio Network. You can check them out, scoringlive.com. Some great photos, write-ups, and I want to give credit to Michael Lascaro, who writes for Scoring Live and contributes here at HSRN. He not only gave us some notes, but he interviewed both coaches before this game, some of the key players, and put that on social media. So next week, or before our next broadcast, you can be sure to check that out so you can kind of prep yourself, our listeners, so you can get ready for our next game of the week.
He was super efficient. I was really happy with everything he did. Lay the groundwork for tonight's broadcast. Kept in communication. I was actually really happy to be able to listen to the interviews and get some background information on the coaching staff and a couple of the key players to keep an eye out for.
So again, another McKinley player being tended to for what looks like a leg cramp. And as we wait for the trainers to help him, let's take a 60-second timeout. We'll be right back here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
Your home for USC Trojans football. KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760. OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Back here at Kaiser High School, Cougars with the ball, 4th and 12 in McKinley territory. Let's see if, with a 49-point lead, if they play it conservative or go for the first down here. They are indeed going for it.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's going to be a completed pass by Koa Reese, the freshman.
Another Tiger down.
And it's going to be a turnover on downs, giving McKinley the ball. But like you said, Aaron, another player slow to get up for McKinley. They've just been battered from cramping to hard hits, and it's been a tough night for McKinley all around.
Man. Yeah, while we were still on break, there was a play that we missed, which led to the 4th down.
So that player stretching his leg out, and that'll be McKinley ball. They're going to take over with about 5:10 left to go in this ball game.
Offense is not even ready. Situational awareness needs to be improved.
So McKinley swapping out defense for offense here. Under 5 minutes to go. We'll see what these two teams do going forward, but obviously Kaiser leaps and bounds ahead of McKinley as far as both of these teams are in rebuilds. Kaiser last year making it to the OIA D2 semis. McKinley finishing the year at ONA overall. Tigers getting lined up here. 4:30 left to play in this ball game. Sablon back in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. Hands it off. It's going to be a loss of about 2. Actually, make it no gain. The referee's a bit generous there on the spot. Forward progress given. And I think for both teams, the mission here is just don't get any players injured. You want to preserve as many as you can for the rest of this long season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kaiser definitely has like their second or third. I wish I knew like how deep it was, but where they're at. But they definitely have their second unit out there. The young boys. Let's go left tackle.
McKinley lining up here. Another spread formation, trips to the left side, single wide near side. Another handoff up the middle, a bit of a delay there on the draw, but Kaiser all over it after the gain of about 3. Nakamura takes the handoff up the middle. Hard work there by him, getting him a few yards. Marvin Nakamura, another freshman. We've heard at least 5 or 6 freshman names being called tonight. And that really shows the youth of this McKinley team. And another player down. I think, like you said, that was the ball carrier, Marvin Nakamura.
Yeah.
And we're going to step away for a 60-second break and be right back. You're listening to Hawaii High School football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You got to hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best, and that is enough.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Back here live at Kaiser High School, Kyle Galdeira and Aaron Kia with you. This
What's
game
happening?
of the week here. McKinley stopped for another loss on 3rd and long. That'll bring up 4th down as we tick under 3 minutes left to go in this ball game.
Everybody's pointing fingers.
Kaiser with a commanding 56-7 lead, and we'll see what McKinley does here. Probably going to punt it away, and that should let Kaiser run out this game.
Unfortunately, what it looked like, Kaiser, somebody jumped, but he didn't go off sides. And then the entire O-line stopped, and the play kept going, and they're just standing there pointing fingers, but there's no whistle.
Right.
Oh, my God.
There's no penalty. That's why
There's no penalty. Play to the whistle. Play to the whistle.
2:20 and winding here. McKinley looking to punt for what should be the final time tonight. Nobody even back to receive it for Kaiser. They're definitely playing it safe. And when Kaiser does get the ball, they'll probably take a couple of knees, and that'll be the ball game. But, Aaron, looking forward, we've seen Kaiser basically a fine-tuned machine at this point compared to the rebuild, one of those cars with almost no engine for McKinley as this ball bounces off McKinley and then it is recovered, but it'll be Kaiser ball. Just quickly going forward, what do you see for both of these teams as far as a quick prediction of what's to come?
Well, like you said, Kaiser looks like a well-oiled machine. I feel like they got a lot of players who can stand out and really be leaders, and I feel like that's important for any team, is to have somebody that the rest of the players can rally, like the young boys. The young boys can rally behind, and that will also affect the future generations that come. For McKinley, there's a lot that needs to be addressed, and I feel like a lot of it, they need a leader on from their players. they need somebody who can step up and lead by example. Kaiser definitely has that. And I feel like Kaiser, I think for them is just paying attention to details. You don't want to get too lackadaisical on assignments, on just the little things, because in the little things in the long run will be your weakest link. So I think it's just staying disciplined, staying on top of things. I think what's good for Kaiser tonight is them being able to rotate their guys. Mm-hmm. Like we had talked, we've mentioned it a bunch of times already.
Kaiser taking knees here, doing the sportsmanlike thing with one more play to run, and this game will be POW. Continue your thought, Aaron, on that McKinley mindset, knowing that they have a lot of ways to go, but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. And I think that was that was mentioned in the interview with the coach as well. He was like, just paying attention to the details and not making small errors, because those things add up. And a well-disciplined team will continue to pay attention to details like that.
And Kaiser takes one more knee, and that'll be the ball game. They're going to run this game clock out. It'll be a 56-7 final. Kaiser victorious as both of these teams start this 2024 campaign on. This is a preseason game. It'll count in their records, and a great start for Kaiser tonight, dominating. All the scoring came in the first half as this game comes to a close.
This is my first broadcast. It's been great. I'm excited to kind of see how things pan out for Kaiser. Understanding that this is like the D2, the Division 2. I'm excited to see where they can go. And then for McKinley, I'm curious to see what adjustments they're going to make and how they can grow as a team, because there's a lot of room for improvement, and there's a lot that needs to be addressed. So my heart goes out to Coach Warner and see what he's got to, put together.
And when we come back, we'll wrap things up, have some stats, and our player of the game. Final, Kaiser 56, McKinley 7. You're listening to Hawaii High School Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
It's summertime at the Honolulu Zoo, and your magical place for exploring, learning, and enjoying nature. Visit the climbing, crawling, and captivating creatures. Guess where they're hiding, see them snooze, or watch them eat. Then grab yourselves an ice-cold treat. Create lasting memories with your keiki, kupuna, and everyone in between. Live wild and see the wild live at the Honolulu Zoo. Visit honoluluzoo.org today.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Aloha, beautiful people! Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
Here at Kaiser High School, this game is in the books, 56-7. The Cougars over McKinley. This preseason game is a preview of what might be to come, as these teams will meet at the end of the regular season when it counts in the OIA standings. But it was all Kaiser tonight, basically holding McKinley without an offensive touchdown. The only time McKinley scored was back in the first quarter, as Gregory Givens had a 53-yard pick six. Everything else was Kaiser on offense from there. Resentis, the quarterback, the transfer from Kailua, 97 yards through the air, 2 TDs and 2 picks. On the ground, it was Reese with 79 yards and a touchdown, Leong with 25 yards and a touchdown, and our player of the game, Brady Kim for Kaiser, succinct 26 yards on 5 carries and 3 touchdowns. So an all-out overall effort for Kaiser. Aaron, I'll give you the last thought before we wrap things up here from Kaiser.
Well, it was a little one-sided, right? But you know what? Preseason game, I think it was good for both teams. For Kaiser, kind of fine-tune, see what things they can improve on. I mean, they did really well. But, for a team like McKinley where they're really young and a little bit inexperienced, I think for Kaiser, like I said, it's just fine-tuning the details. And, they're preparing for the next game and as they continue on into their season. And then with McKinley, with Coach Warner being in his first year, he's got a lot he's going to have to unpack. And I hope that he and his boys, his team, can kind of find a spark and take steps forward to have a better season. I feel like Kaiser tonight kind of showed the reason why they're kind of a powerhouse in their division. So, you can't knock McKinley too much, but definitely, there's a lot to improve, and hopefully the boys can kind of rally behind their coach and find it within themselves to bring out the best and be better for the next game and as they continue on to their season as well.
That'll wrap us up here from Kaiser, but before we go, we want to send a big mahalo out to Paul Brecht, our in-studio engineer, keeping us on track and online. Ku'ule Agbayani, our social media manager here, doing some great shots. Check us out on social media at Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Of course, Michael Lascaro doing a great job for not only scoring live with the stats and updates, but helping us out on the HSRN team as well with some inside information. And, of course, Aaron Kia, awesome job on your first broadcast, my friend.
Here we are.
Thanks for joining us in the booth. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, be sure to tune in for another upcoming Hawaii High School broadcast. I'm Kyle Galdeira for our entire team. Take care and aloha.
Aloha.
You've been listening to the Hawaii Sports Radio Network special presentation of OIA Athletics and the featured Game of the Week on 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Creating a healthier Hawaii.
DSE Hawaii.
Providing customer value.
And Dial Electric Supply.
Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
Tonight's game was made possible also in part thanks to the following: play-by-play announcer Kyle Galdeira, play-by-play color commentator Aaron Kia, operations director and on-site technical engineer Ku'ule Agbayani, on-site photographer and reporter Michael Lascaro, and in-studio technical engineer Paul Brecht. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com for a complete programming guide of upcoming games and more. We now return you to regular scheduled programming right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.